Lesson 6. So number one, um, number one, 6/7 of milk is poured equally in 3 glasses. How much milk does each glass contain? So we have to divide 6/7 by 3. So we just divide 6 by 3, and then we'll get 2/7. So that'll be 8. Number 2, how many 1/3 meters long strips can be made out of 4 meters of material? So we have to find how many one and one third meter long strips can be made out of 4. So we could divide 4 by like that, and then to divide by divide by a fraction, we have to switch the numbers. So instead of 1/3, it has to be 3/1, and then you have to change the divide to multiply. So 4 times 3 will equal 12. So we have the number 3, 540 students are going on a trip. They'll be traveling in buses of 45 seats each. How many buses will be needed? So let's divide 540 by 45, and we have to try to guess how much that would be. And if you multiply 45 by 10, then that'd be 450, so it has to be greater than 10. So let's say about this much. So 25 and 20. And 25, and then 5 times 4 plus 2 equals 22. So that, and then do 1 times 5, and then 1 times 4. And so we'll get 675. And that's not 540, so I have to go a bit less than that. So that'll be 15, 5 goes there, and then 3 times 4 plus 5 will equal 17. So 175, and then 1 times 5 for 0, and then 0, and then 1 times 5 will equal 5, and then 1 times 4 will equal 4, and the total will be 5, and then 0, and then 4 times 1 plus 5 is 25. That's not an answer. Increase it by a bit to try guess. And 0, and 4 times 4 plus 1 plus 2 equals 180. And then 1 0 first, because it's a new place. And then 1 times 5 plus 5, 1 times 4 plus 4. If you add those two up, and it will equal, and then 4 times 4 plus 1 plus 1 will equal 6, 3, and that's not enough, so we have to go a bit more, let's see now, so I'm 12. So 0, and then 2 times 8 is going to be 0, 5, 4, and that will be equal to 540, so that means it's 12. So a box of cupcakes weighs 125, and Marcus bought 5 cupcakes, 5 grams of cupcakes. So we have to figure out how many boxes of cupcakes did he buy. So we just have to divide 125 by 5. It's like this. So 5 times 5 goes 5 times, so 12. The biggest number that you can subtract it with is 10. So 5 times 2 equals 10, and then if you subtract it 2, bring the 5 down, 5 times 5 equals 25, and you can subtract that, and the total is 25, so A. Number 5, at a charity event, Olivia sold 40 pairs of shoes and raised 1,710. What's the price of one pair of shoes? So we have to divide 1710 divided by 45. So we have to try to guess again. So let's say 48 and 28. Let's multiply those. So 0 and 4. So 0, and then put the 4 on top of here. So 8 times 4. 8 times 4 plus 4 equals 36. And then 0, have to put the 0 there, and then another 0 because 2 times 5 equals 10. And then 2 times 8, 2 times 4 equals 8. And if we add that up, that would be about this much, and it's not that, so we have to make this a bit bigger and find out if it's that. You can see the possible answers here, so we can guess with those. Okay, so it's 8 times 5 equals 40, so you put the 0 here and the 4 here, and then 36 again. And then 3 times, but I have to put 0 here first. And then 3 times 5 equals 15, so put the 5 here and the 1 over here. So, and then 3 times 4 plus 1 equals 13. So then if we add this up, we'll get line it up so it's easier. 0, and then 11, and we'll put the 1 on top, so it's up 7, and then 1. So the answer will be 38. So B. Last question. There are 1,150 students in school. They attend classrooms with 25 seats. If each classroom has a equal number of students, how many classrooms are there in school? So we have to divide 1,105 by 25. So, and we can see answers start with 40, so we'll start with those answers. So 25 and then 40. It's better to use the number that has a 0 right like this at the bottom, so you can just 0 and then another 0, and then we can do 0, and then that'll be 20, so 2 goes on top right here, and then it's so 4 times 8, and then plus 2 equals 1,000. So that's not enough, so we should increase it by a bit. Okay, so 2 times 5 equals 10, and then 2 times 2 plus 1 equals 50. And then you have to put 0 here. And 4 times 5 equals 20. Put the 2 right over here again. And that will be 4 times 2 plus 2 equals 10. So that'll be 1,550. So we have to increase that a bit more to get the answer we want, because we're too low right now. So okay, so 4 times 5 plus 20, put the 2 on top, 4 times 2 plus 2 equals 10, put 0 here, 4 times 5 equals 20 again, 4 times 2 plus 2, so that's 8 plus 2 will equal 10. And that was, we're still short, so there's only one answer left, and that would be for 48, 46. So let's check that. So, and then that'll be 36 times 2 equals 12 plus 3. That'll be 50, another 0, 4 times 5 equals 20. So put the 2 on the tens place, and then 4 times 2 plus 2 equals that, and then that'll be the answer. So it's 46, that will turn it, so it's going to be 46 classrooms, and we're done.